we're doing and what we, I can show you guys each week, the progress in terms of where we're at with it. There's Tom Lucas. Hey, Tom Lucas. Maybe he didn't get here.
No, I don't see him.
It just said he was waiting. All right, so here's this is what the poll plan looks like for Elam right now. So again, we're kind of building it right now. We haven't had the huddle yet. But what Bob wanted was to take each of the 5 sections and break them into, leisure and billiard area, maker space, chapel addition, summer kitchen, and courtyard. And then there's a whole bunch of, I got most of them done, but like these are the tasks for each of the subs that I'm going to kind of preload. I started to preload them onto the sticky notes for when we have the poll meeting. Like my thinking is, the site map is here. I think there's a schedule that got updated because I think he told me at the clam bake that we're moving past January 26th maybe. So just the schedule.
Yeah, Dave and I did an update. I have to kind of review it and then I'll send it to you, but I haven't got a chance to look at the update.
So it looks like it'll be like, it'll be moved to the right and probably, some of the columns on the left, the dates will be taken off. But the idea is like each Friday, as we build this thing, after we have the poll huddle with the group. So what he's done is he's asked them already to break the task down, to give us the duration, and then also what they need, what's the constraints. So example, new concrete pier, poured anchor set before they can install 6 columns. So like the idea is to set us up for the poll plan meeting. I think the challenge here is going to be figuring out, like I think just navigating around Miro, when it's this long, when it's this 5 sections at once. But let's see what it looks like. We'll give it a try. If not, I'll break it out, where they're not stacked on top of each other. But we'll figure that out because this is the first time we've done this. But I think right now he wants to see each week in its totality with all the sections. So that's what we're gonna do. The other thing that we're gonna really try to do is that when the look aheads, if today's the week of 9/12, we're gonna look at 9/19's sticky notes, and then 5 weeks out. So 10/17 or 10/24, and just kind of practice going through that risk management tool during that look ahead. And all we're looking at is risk to the schedule. It might be, they have another job starting and they're going to be short a guy, or it could be anything. It could be the materials still aren't here yet. But just trying to, get the subs to tell us any kind of risk. And again, just as a reminder, it's kind of a grading thing where you're looking at, what's the severity if it happens, what's the likelihood it'll happen, and how easy will it be to detect that it's happening between now and 5 weeks. So, and you kind of multiply those together and you come up with a risk score. And basically it gives us the opportunity to just focus on the most risky ones, not all of them. And I think I want to try to make it as simple as possible, where it's a 10-15 minute exercise. And if you get used to doing it each week, during the huddles, and when he's with the subs, we're gonna give it a stab, what's the worst thing that could happen? And, Mike, and if it pulls out another 2% more risk or 10% more or 15, it's better for Bob. So that's the where we're at so far. I'm thinking he asked me to, whatever the start was. I know they're doing some demo work, so we're gonna probably shade out, these columns that are already passed, and when he really gets going, then we'll add the information we get from the poll plan huddle. So I guess, we're still in learning mode, guys, and I know he's got a job to do, but we're gonna try to learn a little bit more on this one. Any thoughts, Pat, on this one? Anybody?
Not really.
So Bill, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
What are there? It's kind of small. They're like 4 or 5 different areas that you guys are working in, John, on Eland Park at the same time?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right,
The leisure area, maker space, chapel
Okay.
addition, summer kitchens, and courtyard.
okay, all right. Now that you zoomed in, I can see that. All right. So these are, okay, that's a handful there when you got 5 different areas at the same time. All right,
Yes, I asked Bob how he wants it. And again, I think it's, it's gonna take me to get something used to and figuring out the right format. Is it better to have each section separate, where we can navigate them horizontally, but this is the way he wants it to start. We're gonna try this.
yeah. I mean, you can get an overview on the whole thing, and then if you want to zoom in, you have questions about a certain area, you can zoom in on it. But I think rather than having 5 different mirror boards, this is probably the best way to approach it.
And I think, it's already starting where he's like, hey, there's stuff that could be done right now, guys. Well, go out there and do, like we were talking on Wednesday. So, once we get all the tasks on there, hopefully it'll be a good visual tool. I don't know if it'll be in this format or whether we'll have 4 different, poll plans on the same mirror.
Mhm.
That'll be maybe easier to navigate. I think here he's saying, all right, I got the subs here this week. Can I put them in a different area, get going?
All right,
And I think as soon as the subject, John's gonna send me the update and adjust it accordingly. I'll get back with Bob. I'm thinking I'm gonna be with Bob at least a half an hour on a Wednesday. Kind of just going through the game. What do you think? What should we do next? How's it look? And try to help him through it, because we're still again in learning phase.
okay.
I got the bar chart, our bar chart.
Yep.
Did he get he's using the durations from the bar chart, or is he getting durations from the subcontract?
He's getting them from the subs. So I'll just give you an example.
The bar chart on those tasks are total.
So he's having them break it out. Here's Magna Steel, for example. Here's the tasks that he's gotten so far. Install 3 galvanized handrails, 1 day. This is what he needs to be done. So I'm putting those on the right on the sticky notes, as, hey, I can't start until this is done. So, as we do that poll plan. But to answer your question, as much as possible, he's going to, and they haven't all responded to him yet, but he's staying after them and saying, hey, I need some information from you. So it's been pretty persistent. And then some of them even broke it down to billiards, bathrooms, and hallways. This is
Right, so
Central Connecticut Fire Protection. What's that?
You add up their days, that's their total for the job?
You mean on the, I'm sorry.
The duration of their work.
Yeah, I think the way I'm doing it now is when they give me the task and how long that's going to be, I'm kind of ignoring the bar chart right now because I'm assuming they're using that, and we're trying to make it more defined. Because I think before, Pat, remember we would have like a task going to be 14 days. Now, where do I put it? And when does it start and stop? So what he's asking them to do.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. If he calls them up and then they see the bar chart, they're going to just take it off the bar chart. They're going to say, well, I'm this to this, and then that's what I need.
Yeah, and like this one here is a great example. Like the task is remove unused section of fire sprinkler pipe, etc. And he needs 2 days. So he took it, whatever that time, he didn't use the bar chart. Install new piping, he needs 2 days. Do the 4 tie-ins, he needs 1 day. So that's what I'm going to use this time. And these are the subs we have so far. So I don't have all of them yet, but getting there. Good question. I think we struggle a little bit with just if you tell me, hey, we're gonna do all the framing, it's gonna take 3 weeks. Well, it doesn't really help, in terms of full planning and being able to zig and zag. So. Anything else on the full plan? I think, guys, the other ones, the other jobs, I think we're kind of just focusing on Elam. Because I think we have our, I want to try to get some footing with the risk management tool. And I think also, just the complexity of how much, 5 different areas going at the same time and trying to balance that out. And so if it's okay with you guys, we'll continue to measure. I think John told me to already, so I'm just parroting John. But we'll keep measuring the other jobs in terms of percent plan complete.
Mhm.
But the one that will pull is Elam. And again, it's going to be for us to even get smarter in terms of how this works for us. The other thing I wanted to, I'm sorry.
I think it's important though to, when I do my phase 2, which phase 2 is going to be the 13 patient ones. That's the big phase. I think, that's good that he's breaking it down to the tasks and how many days or whatever it is, but I like to focus on their total. So if their total, let's say it's a small contractor, and their total is 5 days, that's what we hold them to. In other words, think about, they have to come up with an accurate of how long it's going to take them to do their job. That's it. End of story. Don't look at the bar chart because we're trying to hone it down, right? And tell, say, Central Connecticut, how long is it going to take you to do your work? I don't care about this part or this part. How long is it going to take to do all your work at Elam Park? 5 days, 6 days, 7 days? That's what I like to know. And then he says, oh yeah, well, I need 1 day for this, 1 day for, yeah, that's fine, good, whatever. But it's when you're 7 days are up, you're out, you're done, right? That's because I think it's going to just get a little bit, I don't know, it just seems like it's getting complicated now.
Well, the only problem with that, Pat, is that if he doesn't have 7 days consistently in a row.
Oh, I know that. That's fine. But what I'm saying is you're trying to make the contractor give you an accurate, in other words, they gotta sit down and like, Jeff, you think Jeff is you gotta get him to sit down and tell me how long it's gonna take you to do your job. They don't want to do it. They don't want it. They just don't want to.
But I mean, just from the proposal on the front end, they should have an idea that this work is going to take the guy. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying.
Like if we ask Bob Nuzzo, like electrical, because usually they do their software when they're doing a job, estimating job, is in hours.
Yeah.
So he already. If I call him right now, what's your hours, Bob, for phase 2? He could probably give it to me. How many hours he's?
Yeah, I'm sure he can. Yeah, I'm sure he can.
And then you just convert it to days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really care how long it's going to do the panel, to do this, to do that. What's your total dates? That's it. And we got to make it work with our end date, substantial completion date. Does it work? That's what we're trying to. That's what we're trying to hone in on. Not like how many days is it going to take you to do this spot? How many days? Yeah, we all know what the scope is. We know their scope. They should know their scope, right? Because usually usually the jobs are scoped out with their contract, right? They know what they got to do, right? You guys,
I think,
the PM
the way
scope
if you think about it, though, what we're looking for is, we're not gonna put up every time they swing a hammer, but we do want to have that total time the plumber is going to be there broken down more than just the total time. We want to have the tasks, like the general task and how long it's going to take in case he's going to come back. He has to come back 4 weeks from now. Then we can say how many days you're going to be here then.
Right.
So we can kind of move the stickies around them, or so I think the problem.
We gotta look at it that because we're always pushing. It's a push. Every day is a push, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Nuzzle says the Central Connecticut says they have 7 days, right? And I go look at the thing and well, you only got 5 days left. You're gonna do it in 5 days? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They gotta commit to, they gotta give us a more accurate than our bar chart shows,
Yes.
right? That's what I'm
And
trying to do.
I
That's
think
the
that's
whole-
what this is, like R.L. Rogers, CCFP, like that's what he's tasking them with, is to give us
Yeah.
more than the bar chart, so we can, and then we can look at, like, I think to your point, which ones can be put together, so instead 2 days, well, that can be 4 days that
Yeah,
we can put on the poll plan.
It's just that I just don't want it to turn into a micromanaging these guys. We shouldn't have to micromanage them. They tell us that it's gonna take 10 days. We gotta hold to it. We gotta push.
Yeah.
It's always a push all the time to get them done,
Well, that kind of leads us to, the metrics, and what I'm doing with these are by, but here's their total commitments, but by sub, so that if they tell us, hey, this task is going to take 2 days and they take 3 days, then they're going to be, then it's not met, so it's going to score against their, we're keeping track of the number of opportunities they have, or keeping track of how many they met. So recently, the ones that are in the column 829, I'm taking those right off the reports you guys are giving me. And if guys are telling us, hey, I can do it in 2, all we're measuring is their ability to predict. That's it. If they take 4, then, the score is going to be low, and I'm going to take the scores and kind of make it like a dashboard, something like a graph, or, with all the subs listed, and I'm going to put it right on the poll plan. So when he opens up the poll plan, everybody can see everybody else's scores. And all we're asking them to do is just guys, get good at predicting for us. Don't tell us 3 if that's a pipe dream. It's going to take you 6, or something came up. We're going to ask you to stick to your commitments.
Well, that's the thing. If they're saying it's going to take 6 days and all it takes 8, well, why? Was there added scope? Was there something in the way to prevent them, or was it their fault, like manpower? Are they predicted wrong? So, I get what Pat's saying. They got to be, upfront when they're figuring out time. They got to be pretty accurate for us.
Yeah.
Well, we're
yeah.
gonna do, don't forget, we're grading them. You guys are grading them on a scale of 1 to 20. And from 0 to excellent. And basically, if they're not meeting their commitments, you guys are saying, hey, they only sent 1 guy. They weren't adequately staffed to do the job, or they didn't understand the scope, they didn't understand the work, or they didn't show up, like Elite right now, right? Elite's getting 6s and 7s. And I think that's what we would expect, So I think the advantage too is just continuing to collect data by sub too. We have the whole year's worth of data right now on subs. Some of them have had 20 opportunities, some of them have 1 or 2, but over time, the idea there is, who are the people that maybe they aren't your, RNL quality subs? Let them go work for somebody else,
Yeah, I'm talking, yeah, of course there's gonna be whatever, but I'm talking clear path. If we give them a clear path, if it's a clear path, what's your days? 8 days, 10 days? Okay, there you go. You already used 3, so here's what you got left. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Cut and clear, because.
And that's the agreement. You're absolutely right with the clear path, because that's the constraint that they're putting on the sticky note. They're saying, hey, listen, what I need for a clear path is this done. If this isn't done, I can't start.
Yeah.
So now we're giving them a clear path. We're asking them how long, and now we're just going to measure them to it.
Yeah.
So I think over the next 2 weeks, Cliff has asked me to take the reports from you guys. I don't know if he already communicated that to you guys. If you could send them to me instead, Pat.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I'll send an email out, and I'm going to send a recording of this out too, just to Kevin and Sergio and Bob. Instead of sending them to Cliff, because he's going to be out of, he's got some issues he got to take care of for the next 2 weeks. So I'll do all of that. I think and just I think the way you're grading, is going to kind of it's going to separate people out a little bit. We're already seeing it. And the color coding is green are your better subs, pink are your poor subs, really, the ones that haven't scored well yet. Or average to poor, 10 is average. So, you know, anything over 14 is a green. And those are the people that have had a lot of opportunities. And where's the elite? Let me see. Yeah, there's 6 right now. So
They're not doing too good. Huh?
no, they don't show up. They show up at 10. That's special circumstance, though, I guess. You know.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's and then I was thinking, guys, that I would send out a
Hey.
weekly email to everyone just to keep everybody in the loop in terms of this. This is just simply for the week of 8/29, or 13 commitments, 9 were met. So we're at 69.2 for 8/29. So each week there's, you know, an overall conglomerate percent plan complete. And then we break it down by sub. And I also broke it down by job too. You know, so we can start to see by job. Hooker level 2, 67, Goodwin, 67, Murrow, 86. I don't know where Elam's up here. I'm sorry, 67, I think. He didn't get me last week's yet. 29th, he was away for a couple of weddings. So I got to get his numbers for last week.
Hey, Bill, could you go back to the scorecard with the colors that you had done? Yeah, maybe if you bring those colors all the way across, you know, the whole row, then you can quickly see, you know, Albright is green and Elite is pink or whatever. You know
So
what I mean?
have the totals in the second column?
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying the color coding, do the whole row. Make it.
Oh, so have the AB, have these guys all, like if it's 15, it's green, have AB electric be green.
Yeah, just do the whole row green.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I just, from a visual point, you can tell right away.
makes it easy. Good, I'll do that, make that change. It's just a conditional formatting. I just got to figure that out. I'll do that.
Oh, you have that, it does it automatically when it goes from one.
Yeah, there's a analysis, like there's a tool called conditional formatting.
Yeah,
right here.
okay. I didn't know if you were doing that
No, I can
that
do
way
it. I just got to figure out how, John. I'll get it.
or-
I'll definitely do it for next week. You'll have it.
okay.
Yeah, but basically you get rules for each cell, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were doing it manually, so you're doing it that way. It's a little. Okay.
yeah, I'm kind of still developing this. You know, so I want to get in a format that we can use on Fridays. You know, to spark some conversation, some observations, and then maybe email it to the entire company. You know, once we get it right, as a dashboard for how we're doing lean in the field.
Hey, John, what's the issue with Elite Electric? Where are they out of?
Elite,
Yeah,
I don't know, somewhere up around the middle of the state.
Waterbury area?
No, I forget actually.
Have you used them before?
No, I don't think any of us have, but they're the, you know, electrician that does all the work for Elam Park.
Oh, that's
All right,
right.
because the only reason why I'm asking, because they sound really familiar, and I have a buddy who's the facilities manager for St. Vincent's, and his best friend is, I'm pretty sure he owns Elite. So I'm gonna find out, and if that's the case, I'm gonna put a call into my buddy John and see if he can, you know, light a fire on his ass if you guys are having issues with him.
Yeah, it's not a matter of. They're a small contractor. You know, the owner is out there working in the field. They have no
Oh, okay.
office backup. It's, you know, one of those
Okay.
kind of outfits.
Okay, then then it's not who I'm thinking of then. Okay, all right.
I'm just gonna quickly grab Bob's evaluations there for one of the weeks. Now, I'm not gonna hold you up, so I'll have to do that on the side. But yeah, he's doing a really good job of calling it like it is in terms of grading. And that's what we want, it's like, because, I think we have consistency in the grading. So I think I'll be getting 3 or 4 a week, for each job, and we'll keep accumulating numbers. And I know we don't go after 1 week, or 2 weeks, but if there's a trend, where they're, one of those criteria that you guys set, they're not meeting it, then it's gonna be much more visible, I think, across the board. So not everybody could be ORNL, sorry. Go do houses or something. I think that's it. I think I recorded this, so I'll get it off to Kevin and Serge and Bob.
Okay.
And, should I give him a quiz too, John?
No, I don't think you need to
I'm
put.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, Bill, just so you know, Kevin handed in his quiz from the last time. So
I know it. I know it. I know it.
he did.
And
So
the
we
new
should
guy,
have, he's got his trailer out there, hopefully getting that powered up on Tuesday, so he should be up and running, so for next week.
and then I think the new guy too, the engineer. I'm gonna,
Peter?
yeah, I'll get with Peter next week, or spend a half an hour with him, taking him through what we're doing, send him a quiz, and then go from there.
Okay.
You can do the quiz watching the video, so you get 100.
Peter Bertolone.
All right.
Okay,
I'm gonna go to
guys.
Delaware for football.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so
All
much
right.
for everything.
Here,
All right,
Bye.
Have a
care.
good weekend.
you too.